Well, actually, every Sunday we feed Brenda's mother, and we had just finished dinner, and Brenda was taking her mother home when I was sitting at the breakfast table and was getting ready to watch 60 Minutes, and I remembered that I needed to tell Brenda something. So I went to the kitchen window and put the window up, and I said to Brenda, "Don't forget to measure the back of your mom's car," because she was actually going to Cleveland that Wednesday to take her mother up for a follow-up checkup. And I looked up, and there was a guy walking down the driveway with a gun in his hand. And I hollered, "Hey," and he didn't even look up. So I ran through the kitchen into the foyer, and I keep a gun here. So I grabbed my gun, chambered a shell, and I went out and ran down to the side of the driveway to Brenda's car. And I went to Brenda's window, and I said, "Where is he?" And she said, "He's in the back." Well, I thought she meant the back of the vehicle. So I went back behind the vehicle, and he wasn't there, and I came back, and I said, "Brenda, where is he?" And she said, "In the back." Well, she had her seats folded down in the Rogue, and he had crawled into the back and was laying prone there and shot me through the window. So I didn't know how many more shots he had. So I came up the driveway and got to the front by the steps, and he had Brenda pull out. And so she turned left heading towards town. Well, I mean, I couldn't shoot because of Brenda and my mother-in-law, so I just stuck my gun in the air and fired off one shot and started walking towards the steps and collapsed, and then that's when the Clarksburg City Police Department they were right here.
Talk to me about the police efforts.
Oh, I can't say enough about Chief Mark Kitty, Officer Foster, who held my head and put a patch over my wound. That probably started the process of saving my life. And they just, I can't thank them enough. The doctors, the nurses, and the service staff, they were just second to none. I mean, they saved my life. I passed 3 different times, and I'm here today. So, the good Lord's got a plan.
So talk to me, you passed 3 times. Talk to me about those experiences that you experienced those
Oh,
times.
wow. Well, that gets a little emotional. On the trip to Morgantown, I was standing in a wheat field, and a voice said, "Not yet." And I guess I must have jerked up into the ambulance because they put me back down. I passed when I got to Morgantown. The surgery, I'm not sure how long the surgery lasts, but the trauma surgeon told Brenda that they had to take 3 liters of fluid out of me, and Brenda was questioned, where did the fluid all come from? And he said that we had to save your husband's life. He had passed. And then the next time was doctor came in my room on Wednesday, 22nd, my youngest son's birthday, and said that they had to do emergency surgery, and that they thought that I was dying on the inside. So, it was a long, arduous journey, but I'm here, and like I said, between my faith in humanity is tenfold now from what it was before that, because the prayers and the people, I've had ministers call me from different congregations, say that we prayed for you and we're glad that you're alive and doing well. I just can't say enough about how kind people were. It was just, it was amazing. It was just amazing.
Talk to me about Cleveland, going from Morgantown to Cleveland to finish up your recovery there.
Cleveland Clinic is a top-notch. I mean, it's obvious. There's 1,430 rooms there, and I had a trauma team that was probably second to none. They run like a Swiss clock. I mean, the care that they give you is phenomenal. And I've never been in a cleaner facility. They they would come in once a day and wipe down my entire room. I mean, they would wipe handles and cabinet doors and everything, and it was just amazing. I mean, that's why it's world renowned. I'm going to do a public service announcement with the city, the state, the county, the police departments, and this is Clarksburg. This is not Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New York, Chicago, or Detroit. This doesn't happen in our town, and it's not going to happen again. I mean, fortunate enough, I'm here, and it could have been a whole different outcome. But like I said, God's got a plan for me, and I'll just say this: I don't want to divulge too much. If these homeless people and backpackers are going to live among us, they're going to play by our rules, or they're going to go.
Absolutely. Talk to me. I know you've probably sat and spoken with Brenda, and you guys have probably talked about this immensely back and forth between the two of you about individual experiences that you've both experienced throughout this whole ordeal. Talk to me. What have you guys talked about, and what have you guys said to move forward and past this?
Well, people call me the hero. I'm not the hero. She is. I mean, to talk that guy into letting them out of that car, all the while that, he's in the back. He's pushing on her leg to try to make her go faster and made her drive down Main Street a one-way. I mean, I'm not the hero, she's the hero. And I mean, she was just cool as a cucumber. We don't expound on it very much. It's a bad memory that we want to forget about, but we're all safe. We don't discuss it very much. We just she didn't know where I was, I didn't know where she was, and our neighbor took her to Morgan. First they stopped at UHC because they had no idea where I was, and UHC said, sorry, he's not here. And they went on to Morgantown, and Brenda was covered with blood because this guy's hand was, I guess, bleeding, and it was all over her pants and stuff. And you just do what you have to do for the ones you love. I just want to, I want to thank everybody for the prayers and the goodwill wishes. I mean, I'm truly blessed because I received over 500 cards, and I mean. When I was in Cleveland Clinic, they delivered the mail once a week, and they would bring me a bundle, and the nurses would just like, wow, and I was like, wow too. But yeah, we're truly blessed with some great family and great friends and a great community, and we're going to make Clarksburg a great community again.
How does it make you feel? I know there was a vigil held for you because I was there.
Yes.
The community pulled together in such great numbers to support Brenda and yourself and the family in general. How do you feel about having that tight-knit community and having them pull together for such an ordeal that went on?
Well, Clarksburg's always been that way, ever since I was a kid growing up in Northview. I mean, back in the day, you never locked your doors, you never locked your car, your bicycle sat out in front yard, and just since this influx of backpackers and homeless people, it's just that we all have to live with Ring doorbells and go out and buy motion lights and cameras and stuff. And like I said, this public service announcement that we're going to do is if you're going to live among us, you're going to play by our rules. And that's all I'll say right now.
Is there any advice as far as waking up the community to have them be more alert to the situations that are going on in their neighborhoods?
Yeah, I mean, people, if you see something, say something. Dial 911. No matter how minuscule it is, if you see something, say something. Dial 911.